She's paralyzed again. And he's down. Is he sleeping? Oh my god, he went to sleep. And he's dead. Alright, let's make a video. Yo guys, what is up? Max in our Monster Hunter Wilds video, and today we're going over what's like a little bit of a broken build right now, and this was something that was recommended that I try out, and I was just kind of blown away by how strong it is. Now, the thing that we're going to be talking in this video is the synergies that you can do right now with specifically Paralysis in Monster Hunter Wilds. We have so much more control than we've had in previous games over monsters, specifically with focus mode, and the amount of stagger that it does is we're able to keep monsters pinned down a whole lot more than we have in previous games. When you pair that with the paralysis element that also stops enemies in their tracks, and then you pair that with sleep on your Palico, and you pair that with the Flare ability that allows you to create more wounds so you can get more focus strikes. You lead to a synergy and a setup and kind of an infinite loop where you're just constantly hitting monsters. With this build and with this setup that I've been running, monsters just can't escape. They will not leave the area that you start in because you will kill them so quickly because they just can't do anything. I don't consider myself a particularly good longsword player, but with this setup and with this synergy, you can kind of just wail on them. And if you're looking for a build to farm very efficiently and honestly kind of lazily, this is a way to do it. Now, this isn't going to be the best, fastest times you can possibly put up on Longsword, because Longsword does have some really cool things with pairing it with elements and stuff. And Paralysis we're kind of just using on every monster, but it just is so powerful and it's tanky, and so we'll be going over everything that you need to know in this video. I hope you guys enjoy the breakdown. Let's get right into it. So the first thing to talk about is our weapon of choice, and you kind of have two options. You either can go for the Lalabarina Longsword or make a Artian weapon with Paralysis. Both are great. I'm using the Lalabarina one personally because it comes with a ton of white sharpness, which is really great, and it also has way more Paralysis than a Artian Paralysis Longsword will have. And one thing I do want to point out is you can use this on just about anything. It doesn't need to be Longsword. You can do it on dual blades, on sword and shield, on bow. There's a ton of different options here. I do think it's particularly strong on Longsword just because of how quick Longsword can do its focus mode and how easy it is to just stay in red gauge and just wail away in Longsword's highest damage form. So we are using the Lalabarina weapon, which once again comes with a solid amount of attack, really nice affinity, and a ton of paralysis, as well as that white sharpness and some crit draw and crit status, which we are going to be synergizing with. For our gear and decorations to start on my weapon, I'm using Expert 3 for crit eye 3, and then Expert 1 to get our crit eye up to rank 4, which gives us 16% affinity. And then I'm using crit status 2, which our weapon already has crit status 1. So this gives us more status buildup when we're landing critical hits. And then the expert jewels give us more crit. Now you'll note one thing that I'm not using is paralysis gems. And that is because I don't have a rank 3 paralysis gem yet. So I think this could be even crazier, but in testing on using a rank 2 paralysis and a rank 1 versus crit status and expert 4, I actually was getting better kills with the 4 expert versus the rank 3 paralysis. But once you get if I could get a rank 3 paralysis, I think that would change. But these are my current skills right now, and we're getting a ton of crits, which work really well with crit status because it's going to greatly increase abnormal status effects when landing critical hits. So more crit chance for that is great. For the actual armor, we're going to be using the Arkveld set, the Guardian Arkveld set with the Arc Vulcan mail. This gives us weakness exploit and rank 3 and rank 2 gems. So we get to weakness exploit 5, which is just fantastic. Weakness exploit gives us more crits, and when we're dealing more crits, we're building up more status. And then we're using the Guardian Arkveld set mainly for Flare. Flare is super nice because the Flare is super nice because it allows us to create more wounds. And the whole gameplay loop with this build is you're slashing until you make a wound. And then when you see that you make a wound, then you go up into your Helmbreaker, delete the monster with a bunch of damage, and then immediately go into your focus strike and then break that wound and then keep like chaining basically Helmbreakers with focus strikes to build up a ton of paralysis and just keep the monster crazy CC'd. You've got the CC procs from knocking the monster down. You've got the CC procs from your paralysis, and then like you could also have traps, and just it just allows you to really keep control of the monsters. For the rest of the gems, we're using some Flare gems so that we can have rank 5 Flare for even more like wounds that we're creating. And then for me personally, I am using Evade Window 3. You could go for like Part Breaker here or Ambush. There's a lot of options. I kind of opted for having a larger like window for doing our parries because, you know, I'm not great at them on Longsword. And then we're using rank 3 Quick Sheath so that we can put away our weapon and also do our like holster attack faster. And then we've got just some divine protection. Last thing I did want to mention is we're using the Exploiter Charm for more weakness exploit and the Corrupted Mantle to increase our damage. The other thing that's really nice is by wearing the 4-piece Guardian Arkveld set, we also get the benefits of the Guardian Arkveld Vitality, aka Decimator, that whenever we are breaking wounds, we're going to be healing. The whole point and setup of this build is you just want to be able to wail on monsters and not have to like stop to heal. I've now done 4 double tempered hunts in a row where I didn't drink a single potion, even though I was taking a bunch of damage, because this is going to allow us to heal. And when you pair this healing with just like the healing that your Palico gives you while you're fighting, you can really just kind of, you know, be pretty tanky while also dishing out a bunch of damage. And our like Divine Blessing 2 also helps with that. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. Just a quick one. If you want to give this a try on Longsword, it is incredibly powerful. Just make sure that you're kind of like eyeing when you make a wound so that you can Helmbreaker, and then once that wound is created, you Helmbreaker, and then right after Helmbreaking, you go into the focus, and you can just keep things paralyzed forever and keeping them knocked down and staggered. It's just so gross. This does work on other weapons, but I do think it just has some really strong synergies, particularly with the Longsword, but dual blades, shield, bow, anything that hits quickly will also work really well with this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what weapons you want to see next, and I'll catch you all in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace. This shit is insane right now, dude. They literally just can't do anything. He's paralyzed again.
Does the Longsword have like a better status application or something?